Hi, my name's Austin. I use he, him, and they, them pronouns. This is my mom.
My name is Diana, and I use the pronouns she, her.
And that's my dad.
Hi, I'm Michael, and I use he, him.
I think the first time I came out, I was in grade 11 as bisexual. I kind of knew it from a really, really young age. I thought I was the only person on the planet that liked multiple genders. So it took me a long time to learn that there was a name for that and to express that. And then it wasn't until the beginning of grade 12 that I ended up coming out as a trans man.
The first time he came out, because I feel like it happened in stages, as he understood things, he came into our bedroom and he goes, I have something to tell you. And I feel you were really teary, not maybe even crying, and we thought it was the cutest thing. So we went, oh, buddy, that's okay. And we had a big bear hug.
As a parent, you're sitting there and you want to jump up and say, I already know it's okay. Don't worry about it. You don't have to cry. But I wanted him to go through the moment to allow him to have that. I didn't want to steal that from him. We wanted to go down the journey at his pace, not ours.
Coming out the first time felt like a one-time thing where I came out and then it was over. I feel like coming out as trans not only impacted me, but it impacted them and other people as well, because I was like, hi, I'd like to use these new set of pronouns and this new name, and I'd like to do these things medically.
And there was a difference because the first time I understood the concept. The second time I wasn't really sure what it meant, because the only thing I had ever known about transgender individuals was feel like we saw a movie 10 years ago, and all I could think about was the difficulty that this trans woman in the movie went through. It was definitely a little bit more challenging on my part, not that I was upset or anything like that. It was more concern for his well-being, physical, mental, all those things. Thinking about the process of wearing binders, I remember right off the bat, because of my understanding of diaphragmatic breathing and the importance to our mental health and our breathing mechanics and how our body functions, my first line of thought was, well, that's going to restrict your breathing. I feel like I might have said no, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Until I did the research and until I saw the pain that my ignorance of not understanding how his mental health would be impacted by that answer, that immediate visceral response of no. And it wasn't because I didn't want him to be who he was, it was because I was concerned about his health.
You go on Google and you search and you challenge and you look, and then we found, what was the name of that?
GC2B.
Yeah,
The
so
binder company. Yeah.
So we found this company and they made a product that was still going to give Austin what he needed, but give the parents that health and safety concern removed. As parents, and I know for myself, we did things because of ignorance and lack of information. And then we got smarter, and then we recourse corrected and figured out, okay, what we needed to do. You know, there's no user manual. So you're figuring out it as you go along, which is challenging sometimes because you make mistakes.
What I wish would have made it easier is having another parent to speak to who might have been through the same thing. And Austin had a friend who was going through the same thing, but slightly behind in parental processes. And so I was like the resource for that. Okay, you want to do a name change? This is what you do. I had a binder, and I literally sent it all to that mom so she could go through that process. So I think that would have been stellar if I had some support group nearby that I could talk to and use as a resource.
One key moment that I can remember was my mom calling around to find doctors that were gonna prescribe me testosterone. And then I remember you texting me, and I was in music class. Yeah, and you texted me and you were like, hey, I got you an appointment in 6 weeks with this doctor.
Really?
Yeah, and I was
I don't even remember it. Once I beelined it and was on a mission.
And then I kind of wasn't expecting that, and then both of them came to my first testosterone appointment. So I think that was kind of oh, that's cool.
I think our family support system was really strong, and our love for each other was really strong because we're such a small unit. There
was times where it was confusing, difficult, challenging, and then there was times where it was happy and laughter all mixed together. My mother passed away a couple of years ago, but before she passed away, I had a conversation with her to explain to her what was happening and how Austin was going by male pronouns. She is Caucasian, she lives in a very small bubble. She was very religious. She was Catholic. And at first, my mom didn't understand that sexuality preferences versus gender is two different topics. I don't know if my mom ever understood. I honestly don't know if she ever understood, but she accepted. And that was like a moment for me that was incredible.
And she did really well. Whenever she made a mistake, she would correct herself immediately.
Even if you don't think that person can, here's a person that I didn't think could, and she did.
No matter what Austin identifies as, even if that changes tomorrow or it changes in 10 years, and I get weepy about this because I think about parents not accepting whatever it is that their child comes out as. And I try not to judge people because I know we all come from different upbringings and different ethnicities and different religious backgrounds. But ultimately, you strip all that away and that is your child. Just look at them as a human. How could you not love that? That is a beautiful being, a beautiful human, no matter what. So I hope they can see past all of the details that may be a challenge or you look at as an obstacle. Get past it and just love.